Okay, Doug, over to you.
Thanks, Tina. So it's my pleasure to introduce Meredith and Jeff. I'm going to start with Meredith. Meredith is the associate publisher and editorial director at the Hamilton City Magazine. She is an award-winning writer, editor, and teacher. Her journalism career spans more than 25 years, including 12 years as a reporter and an editor at the Hamilton Spectator, where she primarily covered business and urban affairs. Meredith now operates a successful freelance writing business, MacLeod Communications, with clients that include national news outlets, colleges and universities, not-for-profits, industry organizations, municipalities, economic development agencies as well. Meredith has taught journalism for close to 15 years, most recently at the Creative School, which was formerly the Ryerson School of Journalism. Meredith holds a master's degree in journalism from Western University and an honors bachelor degree in history and political science from McMaster University. Meredith is the winner of a National Newspaper Award and has also been nominated 3 other times. Meredith is a proud resident of Hamilton and is thrilled to be part of the Hamilton City Magazine. So now to introduce Jeff. Jeff Martin is the publisher at Hamilton City Magazine. He is an established writer, researcher, and communications professional whose work has been recognized with more than 35 regional and national awards. His first official byline was a 1984 issue of the Hamilton magazine. Jeff has written for several Canadian professional, consumer, and business magazines. In 1998, Jeff launched Quorum Communications, a communications and marketing agency, and co-founded Pure 8 Group, a Hamilton-based marketing communication firm, in 2003. Jeff holds his Master's of Arts in Work and Society, a Bachelor of Arts in Labor Studies, both from McMaster University, and a Diploma in Media Arts Writing from Sheridan College, and a Diploma in Digital Strategy and Communications Management. Jeff is also the author and past co-chair of City of Hamilton's official music strategy, a former member of Hamilton Urbanicity Magazine Advisory Board, and a contributing writer of the Hamilton Spectator's Business Community Editorial Board. Jeff currently teaches part-time at McMaster University, and Jeff is the quintessential Hamiltonian, well, that's a tongue tweezer right there. Quintessential Hamiltonian, and has been an active volunteer with and a leader of several Hamilton and professional organizations, Hamilton community and professional organizations. Please help me welcome Meredith and Jeff. Thanks for coming out to us today.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I realize now we submitted our long bios, Jeff. I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah.
Hi, Nadia.
If I could interject for one moment, I believe Meredith is also a proud alma mater of Orchard Park Secondary School. Go Patriots. Hi, Meredith. It's lovely to see you.
Hi, Nadia. It's lovely to see you. It's been a while. Yes, go Patriots.
Meredith and I went to high school together, so it's lovely to see you.
We won't talk about how long ago that was. Okay. Well, thanks so much for having us. We're thrilled to be here and talk to you about our magazine. So thanks, Doug, for that. I'm sorry that was so long. We'll work on paring those down. So we're thrilled to be here and to talk to you about Hamilton City Magazine. We're super excited about this venture, and we hope you may be too by the time we're done talking to you. So I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to show you a little intro video that we put together. I'm hoping this is going to work okay. I hope you're seeing YouTube. So here we go.
believe you have to share audio before you start the video. When you go into share screen.
Yeah.
I thought I did that already. I guess I did not. Okay, hold on a second. Let me go back. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Oh,
Where am I now? Stop share. You would think I would have this mastered. I've been teaching on Zoom for 2 years now. Okay, there we go. Okay, here we go. That should. Why is it asking me? It's asking me to. Okay,
that's weird.
okay. So what are you seeing now?
Your presentation.
Yeah.
Notes.
Geez, what is going on? Where'd the desktop go?
That's Zoom.
So are we seeing it now? Back to YouTube?
No.
Yes, yeah.
It is
Oh.
there, but it's showing multiple pages.
Showing
The
multiple.
notes are in the background.
Really? What
Yeah.
is
So you need to-
happening?
So make that page, that one you're
Yeah.
Expand
clicking.
that.
You did.
Expand it to full screen.
There you go.
There. Okay, here we go.
And we hear it.
All righty. So that's our little social media introduction.
Oh,
Jeff, over to you.
yeah. Okay. So yeah, Zoom always has challenges, eh? So this venture, our publishing venture, all began after Post Media closed down Hamilton Magazine and the other magazines of Town Media in August 2019 after 41 years of production. As you can imagine, it was a shock to many in our community. But once he dusted himself off, the magazine's former editor, Mark Skolnick, reached out to Meredith and I, and we were both feature writers for the magazine. We got together to talk about a new venture. We started to meet at a West End diner, mostly to commiserate at first, but also to dream about launching our own publication.
So of course, COVID crashed into our progress after just a few breakfast meetings, but we continued to keep moving forward and hashing out our plans. So along the way, we've convinced our digital director, Mark Wu, to join us. And then our creative director, Will Vipon Tate, came on board. And many, 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 many Zoom meetings have happened since then.
Yeah. So last year, we incorporated in June 2021, Hamilton City Publishing, and we established an office at the historic cotton factory on Sherman Avenue North. And actually, more recently, we just have a desk there now in the co-working place, but the creative hub of the cotton factory is the perfect place for us, and it will be there for now and as we grow into a bigger office need.
So we've produced a brand, a business plan, a budget, a clear kind of vision around who and what will be, what our print and digital products will look like. We've launched an awareness campaign on social media, and our tagline and the guiding force for all of us in doing this is for the love of Hamilton.
So as you can imagine, to date, we have literally logged thousands of unpaid hours between the five of us to get this project off the ground. And we have self-funded everything that we've needed to purchase or buy to date. We're 100% independent, proudly Hamilton, and we're bootstrapping Hamilton City Magazine from the ground up. And unlike all other media properties across the city, there are no corporate types pulling the levers from Toronto. This is a Hamilton for, by, with project.
So we've seen really strong support from former writers, photographers, advertisers, and devoted readers of the former Hamilton magazine. And we are definitely solidly sure that there is a great need for this product in our city.
Yep. And despite COVID and some of the challenges, we are targeting probably late spring or early summer for the inaugural issue. We'll publish digitally first as our primary format, and that will be accessible to everyone, but we will be publishing a print edition. Comes out 6 times a year too.
So what are we trying to achieve? Our vision is to celebrate all things Hamilton, and our mission is telling the stories that celebrate the city's past, present, and future.
And we've decided to back up our mission and vision with values we've established for the magazine and for our company. We will be a proud living wage employer. We value and support our local writers, our photographers, our illustrators with some of the best professional fees in the Canadian magazine industry. And this is unusual, but we were committed to this from the beginning. We've embraced the values of equity, diversity, and inclusion, and the diversity of our community from one side to the other. We have decided to support local vendors for our product and service purchase wherever we can. We want to make an economic, social, and cultural impact on our city. And we want to be a force for progress and a continuous celebration of all things Hamilton.
So why now for this magazine? When they shut down Hamilton magazine in 2019, since then there's been no urban city lifestyle magazine for Hamilton. We've got nearly 600,000 people in our city. We're growing fast. This city is renewed, thanks to the arts, the creative fields, life sciences, technology, and the knowledge economy. And it deserves a high quality lifestyle publication dedicated to telling its stories. We love our city, and we will hope to inspire others to love this city too.
Just a few stats and facts that I'm sure most of you know. Hamilton is Canada's 9th largest city. Our film industry is now the 3rd largest in Canada after Toronto and Vancouver. And believe it or not, our city's fashion sector has grown to be the 5th largest in the country. So, it's very exciting for a lot of sectors. Hamilton, as you well know, is well known itself as Canada's true city, music city, and has developed a national and even international reputation for a food destination.
So beyond all those great stories, there's so much more, right? McMaster University is consistently rated as one of the world's top rated universities. Mohawk College is the national leader in applied research and innovation. And then, we're just a beautiful city. We've got the escarpment, Hamilton Harbor, Lake Ontario, the RBG, all our beautiful city parks and trails, and more waterfalls than any other city in the world.
So it's not only geography that's beautiful here. There are plenty of transformative things on the horizon across the city, including the new LRT corridor, a game-changing waterfront development like something we've never seen, historic redevelopment of the city's downtown, an entertainment precinct underway, a new film industry district, and the build-out, this is very important, a McMaster Innovation Park, and among so many others. I think most of you might know that the city reached $2 billion in building permit construction value in 2021. That's a historic record. It wasn't long ago that we were marveling at the $1 billion benchmark only a couple of years ago. So Hamilton, in all its capacity, is on the move. The economy is growing. People are moving into the historic downtown of Hamilton. That's where I am living right now myself. Cranes are dotting the horizon, where not too long ago, there were none.
And of course, you folks will know very well, what makes Hamilton truly incredible are all its communities, all its neighborhoods, the villages, the towns, the suburban areas, the rural areas. It all makes the city vibrant and diverse. And there's literally something for everyone in Hamilton. I know that firsthand. I grew up in Binbrook, and now I live just east of the downtown in a 140-year-old home, right? Jeff always calls himself an urban nomad. He's lived in 14 Hamilton neighborhoods during his lifetime. And now, like he said, he lives in a beautiful condo down on James Street North. So the heart of our city, right? So speaking of 14 neighborhoods, we have 14 BIAs, right? They stretch from Stony Creek to Dundas. And we've got, you know, all the corridors that make this city so special, right? Ottawa Street and Concession Street and Locke Street, and, you know, we can go on and on. The pandemic has undoubtedly taken a heavy toll. We all know that, but we firmly believe Hamilton's poised for a strong recovery, and Hamilton City Magazine will both document and amplify that renewal. So the time is right as we emerge from this pandemic and, you know, come together to embrace all the things that make Hamilton such a wonderful place that we really haven't been able to celebrate over the last couple of years.
So I'll tell you a little bit about the content we have planned for the magazine. As I said, Hamilton, our motto is to celebrate, educate, inform, and entertain. And we've got 5 sort of core engaging sections of the magazine. The first one is city life, and that's going to be, it will incorporate, you know, what's going on in the city, different parts of the city, different people, who's doing what, local issues from one end of the city to the other, rural life, our heritage, and much more like that. Our next big section is food and drink. We'll focus on our world-class restaurants, the chefs who bring them to life, local farms and the farm families, food entrepreneurs, the bakeries, the wineries, the craft breweries, and the Sitio's patio culture, and much more. Art and culture, that's our second big hit. It will target our music scenes, our art galleries, our film and our diverse performing arts scene, the visual arts, dance, and literature. It will be truly a celebration of the arts of Hamilton. Things to do, as it sounds like, it will provide readers with ideas for enjoying life in the city, from our museums to live music and festivals, hiking and the outdoor activities, and the many opportunities that we have here in Hamilton to celebrate our geographical heritage. And the last but not least, our 5th main section of the magazine called Made in Hamilton. And I thought this was a very special section. We're going to celebrate our inventors, our entrepreneurs, our scientists, our researchers, business innovation and discovery, past, present, and future. So we really do want to enlighten, educate, inform, and entertain through these 5 main sections of the magazine.
So as you can imagine, none of this is an inexpensive endeavor. So all of our plans are hinging on the support of all those who love Hamilton. So we're going to undertake a crowdfunding campaign in March to help secure some upfront investment we need to move forward. So the biggest thing on our plate is developing a content management system. So this is basically our, you know, front-facing website that people will come and, you know, read our stories and look at our advertisements and that kind of thing, plus all the back-end systems we need to be able to produce that content, you know, upload it, all of that. It's incredibly complex. I don't pretend to understand all of it. What I do understand is that it's going to cost us about $90,000 to produce that system. Our first issue printing and distribution costs are going to be about in the range of $27,000. So what we're going to do is, as we said, there'll be a print magazine 6 times a year that you can subscribe to, and it would be delivered to your home. In addition to that, to kind of get the word out and raise awareness of our product, is we will print 25,000 copies 6 times a year that will rotate through various postal codes through Canada Post. So Hamilton Magazine's model was to send it to the richest neighborhoods. So the richest people always got Hamilton Magazine and everybody else didn't get it. So I can promise you that my postal code did not get Hamilton Magazine. We don't believe in that model. We will be covering every postal code. Everyone in Hamilton will eventually have a copy of Hamilton Magazine arrive at their doorstep. So that's our model, but it's not cheap, as you can imagine. As Jeff mentioned, we are going to pay fair rates to all our content creators. Hamilton Magazine wasn't the greatest on this front, but nonetheless, we have endeavored, to do that. That's going to run about $8,000 to $10,000 an issue. And then we've got marketing and market research costs that, are coming in around the $10,000 mark too.
So despite all the effort and all the money we put in today, this undertaking is a very expensive one, and we believe our crowdfunding campaign is going to really encourage people to support us. It promises to be like no other. We've done a lot of research across the various crowdfunding platforms to see what other people have done, and we had our own ideas, and we've taken some of the best. We've curated a selection of really extraordinary and exciting perks for people who make donations. They're uniquely Hamilton perks that are really a win-win. You get a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and you get to help us bring a world-class magazine back to Hamilton. And the perks we are really excited about include some in-home concerts featuring the likes of award-winning artists Tom Wilson, the blues and Juno Blues winner Steve Strongman, Tara Lightfoot, who's making records across, making a record herself, touring across the country right now with Blue Rodeo. A gentleman named Mark Sasso of the local group Elliott Brood, and the jazz, blues, and folk internationally recognized Harrison Kennedy. So each of these artists are recognized nationally and internationally, and those 5 in-home concerts will be perks for some of the bigger donations to our campaign. And truthfully, they really are a who's who of Hamilton music. We will also have box seats at some of the local pro sports that we have in the city. We're looking at dinner and theater tickets and the work of some of our local artists and artisans. And we also have some surprises tucked up our sleeves. So we really decided that we needed some really strong perks to really invigorate the city from one side to the other. Oh, and back to our crowdfunding campaign, I forgot. We're producing a 32-page preview edition, a pre-launch edition that will showcase what Hamilton City Magazine is all about and what people can expect to see in the magazine. Our crowdfunding backers can flip through a digital version online, and our media outreach kit for advertisers will feature a printed copy as well. So we wish we could show it to you now, but it's still under production, and it's in production right now with our creative director.
So, I think it's clear by now that Hamilton City Magazine simply won't happen without the support of the readers who buy subscriptions, backers to our crowdfunding campaign, and advertisers from across the city. We can't do any of this without people getting behind our vision, but we feel really confident. Everyone we talk to is excited about this thing. Hamilton Magazine was really a world-class product, and we know we can even do better with it. So we're very optimistic.
Mm-hmm. And once we're off the ground, it's certain we have no shortage of big ideas and dreams about how we can make a lasting difference in our city. We're thinking of some new events and awards programs to celebrate that will amplify the city as a great place to visit and celebrate Hamilton's fascinating heritage and history. We also want to champion some important initiatives, including showcasing Hamilton as Canada's music city and as an internationally recognized food destination, as the New York Times pointed out only a year or two ago.
So, we're busy forging partnerships with individuals and groups who are, movers and shakers and moving things forward in Hamilton. We know the city faces challenges. There's no doubt, just like really any other city in our country and around the world right now, right? It's only been amplified by the pandemic. We face poverty issues, homelessness, addictions, mental health. Those challenges are real. As a city, we're also, questioning how we manage our growth, how we ensure that everyone is included and welcomed in our city. How do we continue to attract jobs? How do we enhance the quality of life for everyone? So, we're not blind to that, and our magazine won't be blind to those issues either, but we think we can play a role in having a discussion about them. There's so much reason for optimism, and Hamilton is just full of amazing people who are dedicated to volunteering and making a difference. And of course, Rotary clubs are just a fantastic example of that, right across our city. So we really believe that, the momentum is here, it's building, and that Hamilton City Magazine can be a force for change, progress, and celebration.
So just to close our little presentation, we'd like to introduce you to our full team. You've met Meredith and I, but we've really assembled what we think is a dream team to bring this vision to life. Our editor, Mark Skolnick, is the former editor of Hamilton Magazine, and he made that publication something to be proud of. It's one of the reasons why Meredith and I remain feature writers, because of the leadership Mark brought to the magazine.
Our digital director is Mark Wu. He's a partner in Hamilton web development company 2gen.net. He's a tireless volunteer. Some of you might be familiar with Mark. It feels like he knows literally everyone in the city. Mark was recently honored with the Order of Hamilton, and we're super proud of that. Will Vipon-Tate is our fantastically talented creative director who makes everything we do look world class. And we've just brought on board our new sales director, John Price, who of course is a Hamiltonian. That is a requirement of joining our team. So we'd like to finish with a video that Will produced to introduce our team. I hope this goes better than the last time I tried to share my video, my screen.
I've got it set up too, just in case.
Oh, do you want to do it then, Jeff?
I need to, they want to share my, make me co-host then? Can that be done?
I think you can just share your screen.
Oh, okay. Let me just see. Okay, optimize, share sound. Where is it? Okay. Let me just do that. Can you see the screen, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
There we go. I hope you can hear it.
Yep, we can.
The VIP. So we'll make sure she's here. That launch announcement in the book, there's a whole section.
What do I love about Hamilton? Its neighborhoods. And hey, I've lived in 14 of them.
I love Hamilton for its authenticity.
I love Hamilton for its energy.
I love Hamilton for its people.
I love Hamilton for its downtown.
So there we go.
Fantastic. So
That's
now
our team.
we'll open the floor for questions here. I'm going to just start off with a couple of comments, if I may. Really love your enthusiasm and your inspirational messages about how great Hamilton is. We all on the call here love our city, and that's why we do so much to help it out. But yeah, hearing it from others, that's you've got the goosebumps going here. That last video is awesome. There's a flash of a picture of the factory, the steel factory across the water. That we needed that a bit longer. That was phenomenal. Because, you know, I was not born and raised in Hamilton. My husband was, and when we were dating, we were driving over the Skyway Bridge, and I made a comment along the lines of, you know, it's such a beautiful area. It's too bad that that's what you see, like motioning to the factory. And boy, did he set me straight. Born and raised in Hamilton, that's put the food on the table for hundreds of thousands of people, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, all of that to say, my question is, what's your time frame for launching?
We originally we were looking at May, June, but because there's so many things, our commitment, we just had our team meeting last night with our new director of sales, is the July, August, the summer issue. So we like to have it out in before the end of June. It's a big undertaking, but we've got writers working already on articles. So hopefully the crowdfunding will be very successful and enable us to move forward on that date.
Great. Okay.
Yeah, and summertime would be a great time to launch. You know, it's a nice weather. We can celebrate everything and hopefully celebrate the demise of COVID, you know, so and celebrate us being a great community.
Yeah, for sure. Any other questions? Sorry, I didn't mean to take over there.
Hey, Jeff and Meredith, you know what? When you're searching for content, our Rotary Club's always doing some great stuff along with all the other Rotary clubs across Hamilton.
Absolutely.
So come out anytime and talk to us how you guys are progressing, and we'll tell you what we're up to, and be awesome.
That's what Meredith and I were talking about. We're being a different type of magazine. We want to get out and meet our community groups and our organizations and Rotary Club. We've met with the Chamber. We've met with Cable 14 who want to partner with us. And there are, like we said, there are thousands of great stories out there and they need to be told, and we're going to be telling them. So yeah, absolutely. We'll be reaching out to Rotary.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Yes. Just curious, where's your link for your crowdsource funding?
Oh, it hasn't come up yet. It will be launched in mid-March, and we will make sure we send it out to everybody. We'll do a social media campaign to promote it.
Okay.
We're just starting to build it all right now, but and putting all our perks together. So we got
Great.
we're going to have to put on our resume that we're good at juggling.
Yeah.
It's very
that's what it's
exciting.
been like lately.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank
no,
you.
we'll make sure you know about it for sure.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Jeff, it seems very ambitious in this era of, you know, print seems to have disappeared and we're into digital, another world, which is strange to me, but anyway. And I guess when you get the funding to set up the infrastructure, then on an ongoing basis, do you hope that the initial 6 units a year that you're going to put out is going to cover your ongoing costs?
I believe so, Meredith. The way we've set it up, and I mean, we have developed a rate card and our rates, but those are just a starting point for advertisers. We want to reach out to big and small, and we're really trying to make it. We're trying to develop a program that will make it easy for small businesses and independents to still have some advertising opportunities with the magazine. A lot of magazines only want to go after the big, you know, the big revenue generators, but in a city like Hamilton, it's the mom and pop and the small independents and all the entrepreneurs that make this city such a vibrant city. So, and we are committed to print too, you know. I know young people would prefer, you know, they'll go on the digital, but print's still very important for magazines today. So we're committed.
Jeff, do you get any funding from the city of Hamilton?
No, we're not. We're only we're doing our own self-funding and we're doing crowdfunding, and that's the only revenue streams that we're going after. We didn't want to reach out to you know, political organizations of any sense like that. for
Oh,
sure.
we are hoping though the city of Hamilton will be a significant advertiser with us.
Yes.
And it's interesting, there's grants out there for publishers, but you have to be in operation for a year in order to qualify for a lot of these grants. So it's a bit of a, it's a bit of a chicken and the egg thing. How do you last a year if you don't get the support, and how do you get the support if you, but it's a good question.
Yeah, Heritage Canada has funding for magazines, but you have to have 1 year under your belt, like Meredith said. And then there's Ontario Creates, and one of the coordinators of that Ontario program is a Hamiltonian himself. And everything that they offer is exactly what we need, but we will have to, get through our first year before we can, get some more money, if in fact we need the money there. It's too bad because, you're absolutely right. It was Jim that brought up these days, launching print is a challenging thing, but we've done a lot of research, and all the city magazines across Canada are doing quite well. Toronto Life, Avenue Calgary, Vancouver, and we've talked with actually those other magazines, and they've been really supportive of our initiative, and very happy that we're doing this. So we've got support out there too, at least in our industry.
Good.
So yeah, good questions. Anyone else got anything?
Where can we find you on social?
What was that?
Where can we find you guys on social media?
Oh, well, we're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Maybe what we could do, Meredith, is send out the handles when we're done the presentation, and then they can share them across the Rotary.
Just search City Hamilton Magazine. I'm already following you guys.
There you go.
And
you,
I also
I do
put
have
a link in the chat that takes you to the Hamilton City Magazine website.
Oh, there you
And
go.
At the bottom
Thanks.
of that is all the links for the different social medias.
That's right. Thank you, sir. That's great.
And I have one last quick question. In terms of, because this is celebrating, all the nooks and crannies of Hamilton and what makes, the greater Hamilton area, special in its ways. How have you found the BIA's reaction to this relaunch of this, fantastic magazine that's essentially going to highlight all of these great areas in the city, and what has been their feedback for you and what they're looking for?
Do you want to? Well, go ahead, Meredith.
Yeah,
we're really excited about working with the BIAs.
We are, yeah. I think that's going to be key for us. So we're kind of launching those meetings now. It's been a real process of bringing everything together and creating a mission statement and really having a clear vision of what we are and what we bring, right? So we've talked to individual business owners. We haven't really connected with the BIAs themselves. But I feel very confident that they'll be excited about this, and especially when we can give them avenues, like small businesses cannot afford, thousands upon thousands of dollars in advertising. So we're going to find ways that we can, partner with the smaller businesses, both on the advertising side and on the editorial side. So, yeah, the BIAs are really key for us, along with the local chambers of commerce.
Yeah, we met with the one chamber. We're going to meet with the Stony Creek and Flamborough chambers too. And when I was co-chair of the music strategy for the city a few years ago, I met with all the executive directors of all the BIAs at once, and that's what we're hoping to do again, to share them very much what we just shared with you today. And we're also going to try to put together some special sales opportunities that allow some of these small businesses to participate, both print and in digital too. It's very important for us to make sure that those people get that opportunity. And truly, that's what really makes this city shine, is the small, it's not just the big stores, it's the small stores, the small restaurants, those different entrepreneurs that are making things. So we want to make sure they're part of it, for sure.
Great.
Anything?
All right.
That's
Bob?
good.
Bob, I have you down as thanking our guests. Am I correct? And you're on mute.
I replied that I didn't see that responsibility for me, unless I glossed over it.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. Well, I'll just take over here. Well, on behalf of our club members, first of all, thank you so much for joining us today, but fantastic presentation and so exciting. As I mentioned before, really inspirational, and your love for the city is obviously contagious. And we wish you the very best of luck. And we do want you to come back and give us an update. We will do whatever we can in support, sharing your links, sharing you on social down the road. I think we'll need to talk about some kind of advertising or promotional activity. And, you know, we're one of several Rotary clubs in the greater Hamilton area. If we can pull together, you know, pool our resources and work with you in some aspect there. So please stay tuned. And on behalf of all of us, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Tina and Doug, and all the members. This has been a pleasure for us, and this is what Meredith and I are going to start doing. We're going to go out and reach out to the community and talk to people, and because we want this to be, like it said in our videos, your magazine.
Yeah.
So thank you very much again.
And
Thank
Jeff,
you.
your picture in that last video is, you look like a formidable gentleman. Yeah.
I've never been called that before. I feel good today.
Yeah. Anyway, we are going to finish up our meeting. You're welcome to stay on the call with us. If you need to sign off and go elsewhere, please do so. It's entirely up to you. Okay.
Thank you very much. I'm on my way to
Thank you
another
so
meeting
much.
for 1:30, but a pleasure to meet everyone, and we will see you
Thank you.
again.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, Jeff.
Bye,
Thanks,
Nadia.
Meredith. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye, all.
Bye.